Welcome to the Busy Signal. My name is Jim, and this is my retro-nostalgic 80s, 90s, and early 2000s podcast. This show aims to salute all the stuff from back in the day that is now extinct or quickly going that way. The Busy Signal, episode 52. Thanks for listening. Back almost 10 episodes ago in number 43, I covered 1980s infomercials. Then, episode 49 picked up with As Seen on TV Toys. And these are some fun listens. You can go back into the podcast archives and check those out wherever you get your pods. But I've been loving the retro infomercial vibe, so this episode, we're throwing it back with Infomercials 90s edition. The 90s were a little bit of a sweet spot for infomercials. Cable TV was in way more homes than it was in the 1980s, so more eyes were watching. And plenty of infomercials were now being played during regular, over-the-air daytime TV and late night. There was a time when TV stations would just shut down overnight. Yes, that still happened in the 80s, so I do remember turning to a station late at night and just seeing the snow. Infomercials just started buying up all the over-the-nighttime slots, and TV stations no longer had to sign off. And it's still kind of that way today for a lot of stations. If you tune in late at night, past midnight, you're watching infomercials until about 6:30 in the morning. Infomercials really figured out their recipe by the 1990s, and there's several that still pop into my head every once in a while just at random because I saw them so much growing up. So that's where we're going today. Some of the most memorable infomercials of the 1990s. They'll be memorable either for the products they were selling, the personalities pitching the products. Sounds like a tongue twister, by the way. The personalities pitching the products. Yeah, say that 3 times fast. Or the sheer amount of times they showed up on TV back in the day. So don't wait, act now, and you'll hear some one-of-a-kind 90s offers. Here's how. First up is a product I remember seeing infomercials for daily as a kid. Mostly on Nickelodeon early in the morning while waiting for the bus. The product I understood what it was, but the name always struck me as peculiar. DD7. Every morning I watched as this, what looked like a tube of toothpaste, removed tar, iodine, blood, ink, car grease, and rust. I mean, there would literally be a bowl full of inked up iodine water with red dye in it on the screen, and then a little DD7 paste mixed in by hand, and boom! I wouldn't say that it got clear, but the color did change, like to a milky color. I'm not here to call DD7 into question. Clearly there's something to it. It's still around today. But I first started seeing the commercials in 1990.
Has this ever happened to you? What a mess. This shirt and blouse have had it. Or have they? Now there's a simple way to deal with the most difficult stains. DD7, a super concentrated formula that removes stains but won't harm fabrics. Now where's the ink? Delicate silk? Incredibly clean. Tar, iodine, blood, rust. DD7 gets rid of them all. Dull gray window shears restored to like-new whiteness thanks to a soak in DD7. Imagine this is your washing machine. Dye from a red sock, ink, iodine, a little DD7, and goodbye to unwanted stains. Order DD7 today for just $14.95, or we'll double your order for only $5 more. That's 2 tubes for only $19.95. Have your credit card ready and order now.
And from what I found out, before it came to the US, it was developed in Germany in 1967 and sold in Europe for over 20 years before it ever came over to North America. And that name? Yeah, I figured out the name too. DD7. According to GetDD7.com, DD7 was invented by German businessman and inventor Walter Willmann. He named his stain remover by combining the nickname of his childhood friend DD and his favorite lucky number 7. Other than a YouTube search, I haven't seen a DD7 commercial in years, but apparently it's still here and reformulated to fight stains even better. I'm going to take a second here to state the obvious. I'm not a female, and I don't have real-life experience with this product, but there was no escaping the phenomenon that was Topsy Tail. This infomercial was on every TV station at all times of the day. Like I said, I never had a need for Topsy Tail, but it made a lot of promises for those with hair long enough.
If you're getting bored with your hair, you should try Topsy Tail, the incredible hair fashion tool that creates exciting new hairstyles in seconds. It's so easy. If you can make a ponytail, you can Topsy Tail. Simply place the Topsy Tail in the center of the ponytail, thread hair through the loop, and pull for a beautiful new look. And with the same basic steps, you can create dozens of dazzling styles for every occasion in no time. It's all right here in the Glamour Guide. Topsy Tail works on any hair type. Kids love Topsy Tail too. School time, playtime, anytime. It's even great for shoulder-length hair. Now for less than the cost of one visit to the hair salon, you can order Topsy Tail, complete with Glamour Guide for just $12.95. Order now and we'll also send you secrets to French braiding. Create a whole new look and a whole new you. Order Topsy Tail today.
I watched this commercial several times on YouTube, and I counted at least 16 different-ish hairstyles. It's brilliant, really. All these different hairstyles with something that looks like you could have made it yourself. It's literally one of those why didn't I think of that inventions. It was invented by author and inventor Tamima Edmark in Texas. She filed for the patent in 1989 and received it in 1991, and the rest is 90s infomercial history. Topsy Tail went on to make more than $150 million. This thing was like a transformer for your hair, and a quick internet search will show you where you can purchase a brand new Topsy Tail for your next 90s themed party. Anyone out there ever use a Topsy Tail? Hit me up on the comment sections in the show's Instagram @BusySignalCast. Let us know how that worked for you. This next one's interesting. There's layers to this. It's a proper 30-minute infomercial, but it's also technically a show. So let's start with that, the show part. Amazing Discoveries started in 1989 and ran for around 100 episodes into 1997. Each episode featured a different product that was being sold at an incredible price, of course. Amazing Discoveries was hosted by Mike Levy, also known as the Sweater Guy. For this 1990 episode, the product being pitched is the Kitchen Master Magic Wand. It starts off with Mike letting audience members who, I'm sure are not paid actors, try a decadent dessert that's supposedly only 30 calories.
How's that taste?
Oh, really scrumptious.
Boy, they're eating it up. How's that taste?
Absolutely delicious.
Good. I'm glad. How's it taste?
This is really chocolate mousse, right?
Well, no. In fact, if you were to eat that entire dessert, it's only 30 calories. Now, who says you can't enjoy the foods that you love the most while you're on a diet? On today's Amazing Discoveries, we're going to introduce you to a powerful new miracle machine for your kitchen called the Magic Wand.
So right away, we're introduced to a guy who looks like he's refused hair and makeup backstage. He comes out with these faux chocolate mousse cups, and Mike tells us,
Let's see how this truly magical wand works. Welcome our good friend from England, and in the kitchen, Ian Long.
Hi, Mike.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
You look very cute like that.
Surprise.
I am
you see?
surprised.
Yeah? Michael, that is the magic wand.
Okay.
Would you believe me if I told you that one kitchen appliance will, in fact, replace over $1,000 worth?
This is Ian Long from England. No credentials are given. We, as unsophisticated Americans, are going to hear Ian's, if that's his real name, by the way, British voice and accent and automatically consider this magic wand to be legit. What's the magic wand? It's an immersion blender, also known as a stick blender, or as Emeril Lagasse or Alton Brown used to call it, a boat motor. The next 28 minutes of this installment of Amazing Discoveries is nothing short of a circus, filled with oohs and ahs and weirdly timed audience laughter, gravity-defying whipped milk, instant homemade mayonnaise, and a cup of blended vegetables that everybody agreed was soup.
Absolutely delicious.
I haven't even talked about the magic wand, and at the end of the day, it's a stick blender. A pretty basic kitchen gadget these days. There's not much meat on that bone. There's nothing really to talk about. It's not even new in 1990. The stick blender was invented in the 1950s in Sweden. I highly suggest you hitting up the YouTube and searching Amazing Discoveries Magic Wand because it's totally worth it. 35 years later, I still watched the whole thing from front to back because I was just blown away for several reasons. How 90s it was, how weird it is. It's very entertaining. Check it out. Listen, the 90s had a ton of infomercials. Kitchen gadgets were, and still are, a massive business. So yes, there's gonna be a few kitchen gadgets featured on this episode, but only one has the signature of a world heavyweight champion. Also, it's really fun to say. The George Foreman Lean Mean Fat Reducing Grilling Machine. Introduced in 1994, George Foreman was already known for his love for food and willingness to do commercials in addition to his impressive boxing career. He just made for a great spokesman. Just listening to him speak was entertaining.
The George Foreman grilling machine is very special. Everyone should have one. Number one, because this grill has something no other grill has. Slants. You put your food in and the grease rolls down. And because of the slanting of it, the fat rolls down. It's different.
He always said that you knew his grills were good because he put his name on them. Also, there's the catchphrase that he'd say pretty much as many times as possible in his commercials. It
knocks the fat out.
And yes, the slanting grill plates and fat catching basin were a selling point, but the real story here is its size and portability. People could grill hamburgers in 2 minutes. You know, those who couldn't own or operate a grill outside, they could now grill in their own kitchen on their countertop with easy cleanup. Restaurants even used Foreman grills. The Foreman grill was a massive success. The George Foreman grill was on TV in long form and 30-second spots for over 10 years. And in 1999, George sold the exclusive rights for the use of his name on food prep products to Sultan Inc. You want to guess how much? $138 million. Literally more than he ever made during his whole boxing career. The George Foreman grill was global, by the way, and in China, it was endorsed not by George Foreman, but Jackie Chan. Look it up. And sadly, George Foreman passed away in March of this year, but his legendary boxing records and iconic grills live on. Rest in peace, champ. This next infomercial is so 90s, I literally felt like I was time traveling when I watched it. The product itself launched in '86, but this particular infomercial aired in 1993 and continued to air constantly for years. Blue blocker sunglasses. There were several long and short form installations of this infomercial for blue blockers, but this 1993 spot is the GOAT for a few reasons.
Blue blocker sunglasses. They're really different.
My name is Geek. I put them on as a shocker. Man, I love these blue blockers.
It's not like 3D, but it's got that effect where everything is so separated.
They're great. Best sunglasses I've ever owned. I've been telling everyone I know about these. Honest to goodness.
So there you have it, folks, out there in TV land. Get you some glasses that's sweeping the land. Remember what I said? Now I'm a hip hopper, yeah. Go get you some blue blockers.
Blue blocker sunglasses are available at all Walgreens drugstores.
Okay, so this was just the audio, and there's a lot to unpack here. And I'm not going to spoil the rest of the video, but it obviously starts out with a dude rapping. Let me just tell you, he's wearing blue blockers, but he's also wearing a Mexican sombrero. It's weird. It's definitely interesting. And the rest of the infomercial is just as fun, I promise. This is a man on the street style infomercial, and I'd like to know what event they crashed in order to do this commercial. I'll post the whole video up on the show's Instagram pretty soon after this episode drops, plus all the other infomercials featured at Busy Signal Cast. Anyway, blue blockers were invented in the 80s, and from what I've read, it was developed by NASA initially to block out UV light. Whatever the story is, they work. They do. They block out literally blue color when you put them on. Even my dad is a longtime wearer of blue blockers, and I found them to be really fun to wear, especially in autumn. Like when the leaves are changing color, the yellows and the oranges, they just pop without the blue. It's kind of trippy, really. Has anybody ever found that guy who was rapping about blue blockers? Did anybody offer him a record deal? All right, so we're serving up the best for last. You didn't think for a second that we'd be talking infomercials without Ronco, did you? Ron Popeil snuck one of his most successful products onto the kitchen appliance market just before the new millennium hit. If you were flipping through the channels in 1999, odds are you came across the Showtime Rotisserie and Barbecue. We did talk about Ron Popeil in episode 43, Infomercials 80s edition, with his product GLH. You'd have to go back into the archives for that. Once again, that one's worth it, promise. Ron is one of the OG pitchmen going back to the 1950s. So in 1999, he was still at the top of his game, promising an incredible deal on this countertop kitchen miracle machine.
How much are they and where can you get them? You all want to know, right? Right. You're not going to spend around $320 here. You're not going to spend $300, not 290 or 280, not 270, not 220, not even 200, not 190 or 180, and not even $170 like you may all be thinking. If you call the toll-free number now, tell a friend about it. All you'll spend for this fabulous machine is just 4 easy payments of $39.95. That's all.
See, now I want to call the number. Other than the possible health code violations with poultry cross-contamination, this infomercial was awesome, and it became part of popular culture in the very late 90s and the early 2000s, all because of Ron's repeated use of his catchphrase, set it and forget it. I mean, he says it right at the beginning of the infomercial, and by the middle, like literally 15 minutes in, the crowd is finishing the catchphrase for him.
Turn it on, I'll set it, and forget it! Right.
Ron pulled out all the stops on this one, even having a section of people in chef coats praising this machine. And yes, if just now you thought I was suggesting those people in chef coats were not chefs, you're not wrong. I don't think they were chefs, but it's great having them there. I think that there's an argument here to be made that this infomercial became the example of all infomercials to come in the 2000s and the way that pitchmen became popular in the early 2000s. More on that one day on the 2000s infomercial episode, coming soon. No spoilers. Did your family have a Showtime rotisserie? Did you set it and did you forget it? How many of these classic 1990s infomercials did you remember? Extra points to anyone who actually remembers DD7. Did any of you guys have one or more of these products back in the day? I think my family had a magic wand. I'm not 100% sure on that. But I know my dad rocked blue blockers, and he still might be actually. And I do have experience, first-hand experience with a Showtime rotisserie. You want to know about it, ask me. If you did have any of these gadgets and still have one, hit me up on the show's Instagram at BusySignalCast. Drop a comment or tag BusySignalCast and show off your treasure. While you're on the gram, stab that follow button for a daily shot of nostalgia. You'll find all of the old school commercials from the episodes plus themes each week. Recently on Instagram, the themes have been pagers, yo-yos, die-cast cars, and the Sega Game Gear. If you already follow, don't be shy, say hi, and thank you. If you liked this episode, head over to Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your pods and subscribe to the Busy Signal. There's over 50 episodes now available for free for you to get your nostalgic fix. And maybe while you're subscribing, you could give the show a 5-star rating and a positive review. It really does help the show. Plus, you'd be earning extra rad life points. Pretty sure that's a thing. Well, guys, that does it for this episode. I'm going to try and stop myself from attempting blender mayonnaise. Thanks for hanging out. Catch you later. Once again, I'd like to say thanks for listening. And as always, you can listen to The Busy Signal everywhere quality podcasts are streamed. Hit the subscribe button to have a new episode delivered directly to your favorite device every other Friday. If you really like the show, leave a 5-star rating or a positive review on Apple and Spotify. That lets everybody else know to come check out what you already think is awesome. You can also head over to Instagram and follow the show at BusySignalCast for even more retro-nostalgic content. I share a good amount of fun stuff that isn't mentioned on the episodes. While you're there, say hi in the comments. Don't be shy. And until next time, remember, reach out and touch the past.
Man, I love these blue blockers.